Hi everyone, in our last video we placed this blue ball and this red cube on our environment, in our virtual reality environment. Now I want to play with bringing in assets and also just talking about a few other attributes that we can apply here. So I want to start first with the rotation attribute. So right now we've been able to change the position, we've been able to change the size, but if we want to rotate our box, we want to kind of change how it's placed in that position, we can use the rotation. And this is in degrees. So if we want to change on the x-axis, we want to rotate it 45 degrees. And then we don't want to change the rotation for the other two axes, then we could do that, and now you can see that it's been rotated along the x-axis, which is down here. It's been rotated 45 degrees. Let's just change one more thing here. Let's change the z and rotate it 30 degrees here on the z. Cool. So that's just another neat little thing. If you want to learn more about all of these attributes that you can change, we can go down to say, let's look at a box, and here we can see that it shows you all the different attributes that you can integrate. So it's interesting. Fog, height, metalness. I wonder what metalness would be. So you can go in there and change different things. Now, if I want to say give my box a texture, so using an image file, we'll start by doing it the simple way, but not the best practice, which is by giving it an attribute of src and then linking to the material. So inside of our box shape, I'm going to get rid of our color, and instead we're going to add an src, which stands for source. And the source is going to be, we're going to use a brick texture from Google Images. So here's a nice one. If I click View Image, it looks like it just downloads, so I have it in my downloads section. And we want to bring it in to our app. So it's just like using an image. So let's grab this, and I think we can just drop it in here. Great. And let's rename this to brick.jpg. And then in here we can just reference it as if you were referencing an image, brick.jpg, and save. Hopefully it should work. Hey, there's our beautiful brick cube, which is nice. But this can get really messy. So instead, what we're going to use is something called the asset library, and you can let's just jump back here and take a look at how it works. So basically the asset library allows you to import all of your assets, all your images or sounds or videos, anything that's coming from outside of the app, import it into the file, and then you can use it by assigning it an ID. So in this case, we'll create our assets. So a-assets inside of our scene, a-assets. And then here we're going to bring in an image, and the image is going to have an ID of brick, and it's going to have a source of the file that we're getting, which is brick.jpg, brick.jpg. And then we'll close that image tag, and instead of directly linking to the file, we're going to link here to the tag, and the tag is that it's an ID, so we use the pound sign and then the name that we give it, so src brick. So I'll save this, and this should do exactly the same. We're not going to see a change, but you can imagine that once you have hundreds of assets, you've labeled them, and then you're just using their labels here instead of having long paths to the specific asset, image, video, sound file. Great. So far we've used rotation, and we've also introduced the asset library and linking to external assets using the source tag and IDs. We'll stop there for this one.